Hi everybody, my name's Beth. I'm going to guide you through your gentle yoga class today. This gentle class will be on the mild side. It could be treated more as a Vinyasa 1 level class out of 3 different levels. So it'll be more on the mild side. We will work through the whole body, and I'll give you options to intensify the practice, intensify the poses at any time if you choose to do so. So we will be using 2 blocks or the option to use 2 blocks and a strap today. If you don't have a block, you could use a water bottle in its place. You can also use an empty box or a Tupperware container or something else that you have around the house. Sometimes having a chair nearby may be helpful as well. And then if you don't have a strap, you're welcome to use a tie or a scarf or a dog leash or something like that. You're also able to use a belt, and you can use, let's see what else, like some sweatpants or a sweatshirt, something like that, something with some length that you'd be able to use in place of the strap. So those are the props we're going to use for class, and let's get started on our backs. So you'll just come onto your back. Any comfortable position will be good. I'll give you some suggestions in case you're not sure where to go at first. You can extend your legs long towards the bottom of your mat, arms by your sides. Lay your hands wide. That's an option there, or hands onto your belly, your body in any way. I will be guiding us to put one hand on our chest, one hand on our belly, but just not quite yet. Let's figure out our legs first. So, or you can put your feet on the mat and the knees tap in towards center. Another option, Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out wide, and then finding that open hip position if that is serving you. So wherever you are, go ahead and settle into that position. Feel free to make any movements that feel natural and fluid. Get out any wiggles. And then take a deep breath in. Gently pause your breath at the top and open your mouth side out. Deep breath in. Gentle pause, open mouth, exhale. One more together, feel your shoulders melt towards the mat, inhale. Gentle pause and open mouth, exhale. And go ahead and seal your lips, breathing in and out through your nose, making your inhales as long as possible, exhales as slow as possible. Now we're going to do some diaphragm breathing. So bring your left hand onto your chest, right hand onto your belly. And as you're taking your breaths here in and out through your nose, notice how your body is moving as you inhale. Is your belly expanding and your chest, or is just one moving or the other? Just do a couple rounds of breath, just noticing where the movement is underneath your hands. Not trying to manipulate anything in any way, just allowing everything to flow as natural and fluid as possible. And in just a moment, I'm going to guide us through the diaphragm breathing, and I'll get us there in just a moment. But at first, I want to just say a couple things. As we're doing this diaphragm breathing, we're wanting to expand through the diaphragm to create more space in our lungs. So we'll be breathing into our belly first and into our chest next. And we'll do this together in just a moment. Take a breath in wherever you are in your breath cycle. And exhale here, let all the air out of your lungs. Next, inhale, breathe into your belly. Feel the hand on your belly rise, and then feel your chest expand. And then as you exhale, you're going to release the chest first, and then allow your belly to relax here. Inhale into the belly. Chest expands. And then exhale. Release the chest, and then the belly relaxes. couple more just like this together. Inhale into the belly. Feel the chest expand. Exhale, chest releases, then belly follows. Inhale into your belly. Feel the chest expand. And exhale, release the chest, and then belly releases and surrenders. A couple more simultaneously moving your belly and chest. Inhale, feel your belly and chest rise together. Exhale, feel them release and surrender together. Inhale, belly and chest expand. Exhale, belly and chest release. Nice and slow. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. And then you can release your hands from your chest and belly. Bring your hands down by your sides. And then reach your hands overhead on your next inhale. Stretch your body in opposite directions. Feel your body reaching towards the wall behind you and the wall in front of you. And then exhale nice and long here. Next inhale, keep your arms long. Reach your right arm a little bit higher this time. Exhale. Release here. We'll just do the second side before we start moving. Inhale, reach your left arm a little bit higher, stretching your body in opposite directions. And then exhale, release. Arms by your sides. Plant your feet onto the mat, setting up for bridge here. So your feet are going to be underneath your knees, hands by your sides. And then from here, push into your hands, push into your heels. Inhale, lift your hips off the mat. Gently squeezing your inner thighs towards one another, pushing at the base of your big toe mounds, and then pulling your heels towards your hips. Inhale here. And exhale, tuck your tailbone, roll down one vertebrae at a time, allowing your hips to be the last to come down. We're going to add a waterfall position here. Inhale, extend your legs towards the ceiling, flex your feet. Hold for your exhale. Feel your core engage, ankles, knees, and hips are all in one line. Inhale. And then exhale, bend your knees, place your feet onto the mat. We're going to move back and forth from bridge to waterfall to warm up our core and our hips. Push into your heels. Inhale, lift your hips. Bridge pose, gentle squeeze of your glutes. Exhale, tuck tailbone, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Follow your whole breath down. Inhale, extend your legs up towards the ceiling, flex your feet. Exhale, bring your feet down to the mat, plant them down, ready for bridge. Inhale, lift your hips up, gentle squeeze of your glutes at the top. Exhale, tuck tailbone, roll all the way down. We have 3 more rounds just like this. Inhale, extend legs up towards the ceiling. Try to take the bend out of your knee if that feels okay. It's not mandatory. Exhale, feet come down onto the mat. Inhale, lift hips up. Squeeze glutes. Exhale, hips come down, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, legs lift up, extend through your heels, feet are flexed. Exhale, feet come down. Inhale, lift hips, last round. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, extend legs up, flex feet, take the bend out of your knees as much as possible. Exhale, feet come down. Inhale, bridge pose. And exhale, hips come down. Bring your knees into your chest, make some movements here. Maybe rocking side to side or moving your knees in circles or figure eights, doesn't matter, just listen to what would be better for your body. And then maybe if you want a little bit of a lower back massage, you can bring your knees a little bit further away from your chest and then rock side to side there, feeling the massage in the lower back. 2 more breaths here. Make your breaths long and fluid. And then grab behind your knees, rock and roll here. Just a couple rocks and rolls. We're going to come up to a seated position. Making your way up to a seated position. We're going to bring our feet together, knees out wide, sit up tall, inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands forward, maybe bringing your chest towards the ground right in front of your feet, or you're welcome to round in towards your feet, whichever one feels most natural. Inhale, feel your chest expand a little, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold in just a little deeper. Push your hands into the mat. Inhale, rise up. Plant your feet onto the mat so they're as wide as the mat. Bring your hands behind you, and then from here you're going to rock your knees side to side in a windshield wiper kind of formation or movement. So back and forth, side to side. Next time your knees are over to the left, you're going to allow your knees to drape in that direction, and then you're going to take your right hand, walk it around behind you for a twist. So your hand should be towards the back of the mat. Knees are going to be pointing towards the left side of your mat. Inhale here, gentle twist in our spine. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. One more breath. And exhale. Walk your hands back around. You're going to plant your feet on the mat, then bring your hands behind you once again. Rock side to side in that windshield wiper movement. Feeling into your hips. One hip will lift as you rotate onto the other hip. So both hips do not need to be on the mat. Next time your knees are over to the right, let them drape in that direction. Take your left hand, walk it around behind you to the back of the mat, finding that twist. Nice long length in your spine. Inhale. And exhale, rotate. One more breath here. Inhale, feel your spine lengthen. And exhale, feel the rotation just a little bit more. Walk your hands back around to the front, and we're going to make our way to tabletop position. So you'll bring your legs around one side, hips around the other. Hands are going to place down on the mat, so you'll be on hands and knees here. We'll go through some cat-cows. Fingers are spread wide. Shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees, and then from here, push your hands into the mat and push the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, broaden across your collarbones. Tailbone points up. Exhale, push into your hands, push into the tops of your feet, round your spine, and then spread your shoulder blades away from one another. Maybe you tuck your chin in. Inhale, drop belly, lift gaze, tailbone points up, belly is down towards the mat. Bring your shoulder blades down your mat as you try to reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Push into your hands and feet. Exhale, round your spine. Lift the middle of your back up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Inhale, drop belly, lift gaze, cow pose. And exhale, we round in, cat pose. Tuck your toes under here. Actually, bring your toes together. Bring your knees wide. Sit back towards your heels, child's pose. Bringing your forehead to the mat. I'm not going to bring my forehead to the mat only because I have the microphone, but you're going to bring your forehead to the mat. Arms going to be forward or arms back by your sides. Just take a moment and rest here. We have 2 breaths in this position. If your hands are forward, you're welcome to push into your hands, push your hips back. And then if your hands are back behind you, you're welcome to wring out your wrists if that sounds good for you today. One more breath. And then if your hands are back behind your feet, you're going to reach your hands forward. Inhale your way up to tabletop. Bring your knees underneath your hips in tabletop, and then you're going to hinge forward into a modified plank. You could tuck your toes under if that'll be helpful, or tops of your feet into the mat. Sometimes tops of your feet would be helpful because it can help engage your lower abdominals. Big breath in here. If you want the full plank, lifting your back knees, absolutely an option. Listen to what would be better for you. Deep breath in here. And then exhale, bend elbows. Elbows point back, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, hands stay underneath your shoulders, lift your chest, elbows hug in, push the tops of your feet into the mat. And then if you push your pinky toes into the mat, you'll get a little bit more support in your lower back. Inhale. And exhale, lower your torso down to the mat. Push into your hands, lift your chest up, child's pose position. Now we're going to flow through this 3 more times. You're welcome to do any sort of intensified version, like a full plank or a up dog instead of baby cobra. So just listening to what's better for you. Next, inhale, rise forward into your plank position, knees down or lifted. Both options look great. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down to the mat. You're welcome to do a chaturanga here. Inhale into your back bend of choice, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, go through tabletop, child's pose, or if you would like, downward facing dog. We have 2 more rounds after this one. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Next, inhale, rise into your plank position. Remember, knees up or down. Exhale, lower halfway for chaturanga or all the way down to the mat. Inhale into your back bend, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. And then exhale, find your way to tabletop and then either child's pose or downward facing dog. Both options are great. Just listening to what's better for you. We have 1 more round. Deep breath in. Slow, controlled breath out. Inhale forward into your plank position. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend of choice. And exhale, child's pose or downward facing dog. You're welcome to stay in child's pose if that's where you're at. My suggestion, if you would like a little bit more intensity, a little downward dog may be helpful right now, or this may be a good time just to find downward dog and bend your knees from one side to the other. We have 2 more breaths in either position, child's pose or downward facing dog. If you're in downward dog, make sure your fingers are spread wide and your feet are about hip distance or a little bit further apart. Allow your head to hang heavy. 1 more breath. And then if you're in child's pose, start to make your way to either tabletop or downward dog. Inhale, everybody, look forward. Exhale, travel to the front of the mat. Either walk there or step there. If you're in tabletop, a big step to the front may be helpful. From forward fold at the front of the mat, inhale, halfway lift, hands onto your shins, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, fold it in. 2 more just like that. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Inner thighs rotate towards the back wall behind you. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, hands onto your shins, spine is long. Reach the crown of your head forward as your tailbone reaches back. Exhale, fold it in. Now big bend into your knees, rise up to standing. You can roll up through your vertebrae or with a flat spine, reach your arms overhead. Once you come to standing, exhale, hands to your heart. From here, Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, arms reach up, slight back bend. Once you get to the top, hands reach back behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands plant down to the mat. Step your right foot back behind you. Right knee comes down to the mat. Hands stay down. This is where blocks are really handy. You can bring them on either side of your front foot. That's going to lift your chest so your hips can come down a little bit. You can tuck your right toes under, or push the tops of your foot into the mat. Broaden across your chest. Allow your hips to hinge forward slightly with a slight engagement in your glute here. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale here. And then exhale, bring your hips back, start to straighten your left leg, flex your left foot. You can bring your blocks back with you if you have them. Remember, you can use a water bottle or Tupperware if that's what you have around the house. From here, your left leg is long. You're trying to take the bend out of your left knee, then bring your left hip back as you bring your right hip forward. Broaden across your chest, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits here. Inhale, bringing your chest towards your foot rather than your chest towards your knee. Last breath. Next, inhale, plant your left foot onto the mat. Bring your blocks wide off the mat. Hands plant on either side of your left foot. Find your downward dog position. So you're going to step left foot back, downward dog. Now we're going to flow through a vinyasa. You're welcome to do modified or full version. Inhale forward into plank. Knees up or down. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale into baby cobra, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Tabletop is an option instead of downward dog. From here, deep breath in your downward dog. And then on your exhale, bring your right knee to your chest, hinge forward into your plank, and then step your right foot between your hand. You may need to grab your foot and place it there. Absolutely fine. Bring your left knee down to the mat. If you use blocks on the other side, blocks will be a great option here. And then find your Anjane Asana. So it's a low lunge position. Back foot could be tucked or untucked. If your back toes are untucked, push the tops of your foot in, push the top of your foot into the mat. Then slight engagement into your left glute. Broaden across your chest. Lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Squeeze your hips in towards one another, creating a lift in through your pelvic floor. Inhale. And then exhale, hips come back, straighten over your front leg, flex your foot. We're gonna hold here for just a moment. Your right hip is gonna wanna creep forward to come out of the stretch. You're gonna bring your right hip back as your left hip comes forward. And then you're gonna broaden across your chest, and any sort of lowering down towards your right leg is gonna be a pulling more towards your right foot rather than your right knee. Deep breath in, and slow breath out. Hinge forward into your right knee, blocks on either side or to one side. Plant your hands onto the mat, tuck left toes under, lift left knee, and then step left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it in. Root down into your feet, rise up with a flat spine, arms sweep wide and high. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do one more round. Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, goalpost, arms lift chest, push hips forward, squeeze glutes here. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands plant down, left foot comes back to the mat, then left knee comes down. We're gonna lift our arms up for Anjane Asana here. You can keep your hands lifted or clasp your hands and put them on your shin, or excuse me, your thigh if that's more appropriate for you today. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Then you're gonna take your left hand, place it on your upper back, grab your left elbow and pull it over to the right, trying to keep your hips squeezing in. There is a balance challenge here. One more breath. Then on your inhale, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, right arm comes back behind you, left arm reaches forward for a twist. Inhale, extend your spine up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to bring your left hand down to the mat, reach your right arm up for a modified, revolved, extended side angle. Deep breath in. And slow breath out. Bring your right hand down to the mat, tuck left toes under, lift left knee, step back to plank, and then downward facing dog. And then inhale forward into your plank position, knees up or down. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale into your back bend of choice, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, tabletop or downward facing dog, lifting your hips up and away. One breath here, inhale. Slow exhale. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to bring your left knee to your chest, hinge forward, place your left foot between your hands, bring your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana when you're ready. Squeezing your hips in towards one another, slight engagement into your right glute. Take your right hand, place it into your upper back, grab your right elbow with your left hand, then pull it over to the left. Squeeze your glutes in towards one another, squeeze your inner thighs towards one another for some support. You should feel a stretch from your elbow all the way down to your knee on the right side. Next, inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, left hand comes back, right arm reaches forward for the twist. Inhale, extend your crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat, left arm reaches up. Maybe you look up, maybe you look down. Inhale here, squeeze your inner thighs towards one another, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee off the mat, and then inhale, step up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it in. Bring your feet so they're hip distance apart. So typically we want to be hip socket distance apart rather than really wide. Our hips aren't that wide, so just hip socket distance. You can also put two fists together, put in between your feet, and that'll be a perfect distance. That's a good marker. You may want to block for this. Remember, you can use a water bottle instead of a block. So block underneath your face on any of the settings, high, medium, low. And then we're going to place our right hand onto the mat, bend into our right knee, and we're going to lift our left arm up towards the ceiling. So if it's too much to have your left arm up towards the ceiling, you're going to bring your left hand to your lower back. That can help you get into the twist without the extension in the arm. Just find what works better for you. Finding that rotation in through our spine. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Left hand comes down onto the block. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Remember, you can bring your right hand to your lower back for that supported twist here. Big breath in. And then slow breath out. Bring your hands down to the mat. Keeping your feet hip distance, this time maybe a little bit wider. Bend into your knees. Grab opposite elbows and hang here, rocking side to side, ragdoll. Maybe you're shaking your head yes or no, or bouncing a little bit here, rocking side to side, just finding what works best for you, listening to your body. This is more about the lower back stretch than it is about the leg stretch. So bend into your knees to find that stretch in your back. One more breath here. Then release your hands down to the mat. Toe heel your feet so they're underneath your hips or touching. Hands onto your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold it in. One more just like that. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold it in. Plant your hands, make your way to plank pose. So we're gonna step our feet back, knees up or down. We're gonna come down to our bellies here, but first let's find plank. If your knees are lifted, lift the backs of your kneecaps up towards the ceiling. Push into your hands, lift your chest away. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward, and then lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes here. Hands are going to be back by your sides. Palms push into the mat. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. We have 3 rounds of Salabhasana. We're going to do version A, B, and C. Hands stay on the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Feet stay on the mat. Remember, you can bring them a little bit wider. Push the pinky toes into the mat to support your lower back if you need that right now. If you would like, you can lift your hands off the mat. Squeezing your arms towards one another. Deep breath in and slow breath out. One more breath here. We'll lower on the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lower it on down. Forehead comes down to the mat, or one side of your face comes down. Just find what works better for you. We're going to go right into the second round. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. This may be where you keep your hands. That's fine. If you would like a little bit more intensely, you're going to slide your hands back so your wrists are right underneath your elbows. This is Salabhasana B. So you can push tops of your feet into the mat. This version with your hands by your sides can be a little much, so just move your hands towards your shoulders any amount that you need. From here, inhale, lift your chest, squeeze shoulder blades towards one another. You should feel a little bit more engagement in through your mid back in this version. Feet can stay on the mat, that's great. Feet can be lifted, that's great too. Find what works best for you. Squeeze your elbows in towards one another, slight tuck of your chin. Find your breath. We have 2 breaths here. Gentle squeeze of your glutes can help support your lower back as well. Last breath. And then gently lowering down to the mat. Either forehead comes down or the other side of your face lays onto the mat. We'll just be here for 1 breath before we go to version C. And then for version C, we'll bring our hands back by our sides. You can keep them here, or for the full version, you're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. And then when you're ready to inhale, lift your chest, squeeze shoulder blades towards one another, and squeeze your palms towards one another if you can. From there, you're welcome to lift your feet off the mat or keep them on the mat, or lift your arms away from your body. That's an option too that could feel really good. So if you're reaching your toes back, either lifted or on the mat, you're going to reach your toes towards the back of the room. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release. Bring one side of your face to the mat. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper your legs side to side right here. Releasing any tension in your lower back. Then we're going to come into a bridge position. Release your feet down to your mat. You're going to roll over onto your back. So you can keep with your head at the side that we're on, or if you would like, you can rotate around so your head's at the front of your mat, or excuse me, the back of your mat. We're going to do a bridge pose, and then we're going to use our strap. So have your strap handy or your alternative strap available here. But first, let's do a bridge. So feet underneath your knees, hands by your sides. Inhale, lift your hips. Finding bridge pose here. Push into the base of your big toes, and then you're going to energetically pull your heels towards your body, and then lift your hips a little bit higher. Push your hands into the mat. One more breath. And slowly releasing your hips down towards the mat. Grab your strap here. You're going to place it around your right foot, and you're going to extend your right foot up towards the ceiling. From here, a gentle pull down of your foot with the strap is really helpful to get into the stretch, and then you're going to lift your heel up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Gently pull on the strap on the side that's by your pinky toe. Go ahead and pull that side down a little bit more so your foot is flat and pointing towards the ceiling. Anchor your right hip into the mat. You're welcome to keep your left foot on the mat or extend your left leg long. That could be a little bit more intense, and you may notice some stretching in through the left hip flexor. Once you lay it down onto the mat, that just may be a signal of some tightness in through the psoas. Find your breath here, maybe gently pulling your foot towards your body just a little bit more, and try to take the bend out of your knee as much as possible without hyperextending. You're gonna put the strap into your right hand. Your left hand can either lay on your left hip or out to the left. And we're gonna slowly lower our right leg over to the right. Any amount, you can leave it pretty high if you need to, or lower it all the way down to the mat, that's fine. We're looking for the inner thigh stretch here. So just going as deep as you need to, and then if you're still in a pretty wide position but not feeling the stretch, you're gonna rotate your toes towards the ground and your heel towards the ceiling, and then you should definitely feel it in that position. Find your breath here. Gently anchoring into your core. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling, cross over so you grab onto the strap with your left hand, and then you're going to gently rotate your right leg over to the left. Right hand goes out to the right, straight out from the shoulder. So we're coming into this twisted position here. You're welcome to bend into your left knee if that would better serve you than a straight leg. Just allowing your body to relax. Right shoulder could be lifted off the mat a little bit or a lot, it doesn't matter, but we are working to move our right shoulder down towards the mat as much as possible. One more breath here. When you're ready to inhale, you're going to gently lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to switch sides. So keep your right foot in the strap, put the left foot in the strap here, and then place right foot down onto the mat. Right foot could be flat, or right leg could be flat on the mat. Extend through your left heel, take the bend out of your left knee as much as possible. However, if a bend in your knee is needed, please do so. Pull on the strap on the side of the little toe, and then find that flatness of your foot so it's parallel to the ceiling. Extend your heel up as your toes come down. Just try to relax here as much as possible, allowing the strap to do most of the work. Your hands are just guiding the strap to find that stretch. Connecting to your breath. Notice the depth and quality of your breath in this moment. Place a strap into your left hand. And then from here, you're going to let your left leg go out to the left. Your right hand can place onto your right hip or out to the right for some support here. And again, if you're not feeling the stretch once your leg comes out to the side, you can rotate your toes down and your heel up, and then you'll feel a little bit more of the internal, or the stretch in the internal part of your thighs. Trying to keep your right hip anchored on the mat as much as possible. That'll help you get into the stretch. However, if it lifts, that's fine. Next, inhale, left leg comes up. Take the strap into the right hand, left arm goes out to the left, and then left leg over to the right. Finding that cross body twist. Again, your left shoulder may lift off the mat or not, and that's fine. We're just trying to anchor the left shoulder down by maybe extending the left arm out, or you can even cactus your arm if that'll help support you. Breathing here, looking for that stretch in the outer hip, the outer left hip. And then we're going to bring your leg back up towards center. And bring your right foot into the strap. Both legs are going to extend up. A gentle bend or straightness in your legs doesn't matter. We're going to find a supported waterfall position here. Very therapeutic pose. Helps with digestion, helps with any sort of headaches, helps to bring the blood flow back to the heart to be processed. About 2 more breaths here. And gently releasing, bringing your feet down. Strap goes to the side. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. If happy baby is sounding good for you, happy baby is a great option. Knees towards your armpits, feet towards the ceiling, rocking side to side. Just feeling into your body. If you need something else besides happy baby before your Shavasana, please do that. That'd be great. You're also welcome to extend one leg and then the other in your happy baby if that feels okay. Sometimes I need to bring one knee down to the mat to extend the other leg. Sometimes that's just kind of helpful and supportive. If you're still continuing to move, finding those movements you need before Shavasana, please do so. Otherwise, if you're ready to start making your way to Shavasana, knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze here. Just hugging it all in. Take a deep breath in. And when you're ready to exhale, start to find your Shavasana. Allowing your legs to lay long on the mat, arms to lay heavy by your sides. Find the position that works for you. You can always have feet together, knees out wide. You could be seated or child's pose. Or you could be prone on your belly. That's also a great option to help calm the nervous system. Settling into whichever pose feels most appropriate for you in this moment. Once you find stillness, deep breath in. Gentle pause at the top. Open your mouth, exhale. Feel your whole body releasing and relaxing, melting into the earth. Deep breath in. Gentle pause. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. One more breath together. Inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. Surrender into your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Start to make small movements in your fingers and toes. Maybe pointing and flexing your feet or squeezing your hands tight and opening them wide. Start to make bigger movements into your wrists and your ankles, maybe even into your elbows and your knees. On your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, legs long below you, stretching your body in opposite directions, like you're just waking up for the first time today. Hold this stretch as long as you'd like, and when you're ready, making your way to the fetal position on either side. Just going with the side that feels most natural for you in this moment. Once on your side, start to notice any sensations or lack of sensations created from your practice. Take a moment and acknowledge yourself for making it to your mat, for giving back to yourself, for loving your body, loving your mind, and just rejuvenating every part of your whole being. When you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Any comfortable seat will do. No rush, take your time. Once seated, feel your sit bones on the ground, sit up tall, bring your hands to your heart, gently pressing each hand into one another, creating balance throughout your whole body. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. One more awakening breath together. Inhale. Pause at the top, take in a little bit more air. Pause here. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.